tonight.
She's been out there a long time now, and it's really cold at night.
Alyce has been missing for 72 hours.
SES search team, flight 723.
Lost here, somewhere in the bush. Bonfire madness.
This gentleman has tried to light a fire using accelerant.
As a young man gets caught in the middle of this.
There he is at 10 o'clock.
And she tripped on board one of the world's biggest cruise liners.
A lot of people actually die from a fractured femur, so it can be catastrophic for elderly people.
Now it's situation critical for Diane. The Araluen Valley, southern New South Wales. For the past 72 hours, the SES, the New South Wales State Emergency Service, has been searching for a missing tourist.
I have not had any contact. Have you got them in view? Over.
The missing lady is 65-year-old Alyce. She was staying at a friend's house and went for a walk and never returned. The SES has called in the Westpac Lifesaver Rescue Helicopter Service to help with the search.
All we can do is keep looking. She's been out there a long time now.
Ewan has 20 years' experience as a rescue officer.
We're starting to get quite concerned. We really want to get her to safety before dark.
It's pretty mountainous terrain, so she could have slipped and fallen and hurt herself. Might be conscious, might not be. We don't know.
The plan is to locate the SES ground crew and widen the aerial search out from there.
Translating the information from the ground into something that makes sense to us in the air is a challenge.
The forest is dense. It's difficult to spot anything on the ground.
SES search team, ground ESO simplex 1.
And now there is no comms reply from the ground team either. Officer Harley calls back to base for help.
Yeah, control, have the search teams been advised to come to this channel?
They're doing that now. Over.
Copy that.
So let's just keep searching.
I can see someone out to my right, RFS member. Yeah, I got one. Yep. SES search team, flight 723.
The radio channels are back in sync.
Command to Lifesaver 23.
The ground crew relays a vital message.
Westpac Hilo, this is Rescue 1, over.
Go ahead, Rescue 1.
Patient is with us.
Copy.
They've found Alyce. The problem now is how to get down to her.
There's nowhere to use, the wind's down.
If you can guide us to your position, we'll have a look and see what we can do.
It's going to be a challenging winch. The trees in the area are up to 150 feet tall and the undergrowth is very thick. Finding a hole in the canopy to winch through is probably going to be our biggest challenge. Actually, go to the dead tree up there. That's the clearest spot. The dead one down here at 4 o'clock.
Oh, yeah. Just in there?
3 o'clock low.
Yep. Rob, move right.
Yeah, I reckon that's as good as we'll get here.
Yeah. Rescue 1, we're going to winch here. Hook's coming in. Rescue crewman's going on. And he's got the harness. Thumbs up from the rescue crewman. And winching down. And going down past the skids. Clear of the skids. And winching down. Our position's good at the moment.
It's 40 metres from the cabin to the forest canopy floor.
And winching down, just bending off. Maintenance our clear, position's good. Move right, one, up on. And hold. Position's good. He's just going down a bit through a tree. And he's on the ground. Disconnected and winching in the empty hook. And just home in the hook now.
Ewan heads to the ground team's location.
He's a lot further from home than they said.
After 3 days out in the cold, Alyce is most likely suffering from exposure. the Araluen Valley, southern New South Wales, and SES emergency teams have found missing 65-year-old bushwalker Alyce.
SES Control, we've winched in our rescue crewman. He is currently with the patient.
Alyce was found just 1 kilometre from the house she was staying at. She'd been walking in circles for 72 hours. The challenge is winching a stretcher through the tightly packed forest canopy.
We have to make sure whatever that next action is, it's the safest action.
Rescue Officer Ewan has assessed Alyce's injuries. She's dehydrated with minor cuts and bruises.
I prefer to use the body harness because it's more comfortable. Part of that comfort is also reassurance. She needs to feel like she's in safe hands.
Okay, ready to go, Harley?
Okay.
Once I've got the hook, I'll connect you up then. You guys are free to support her now. Everybody else, well clear. Just be aware of debris falling from trees as well.
Yeah, this should be right on track for them. Right.
So as we go up, I'll probably wrap my arms around you and cover your head because we'll be fending off a few of these branches probably. Keep your arms down, don't try and hold and grab things. Myself and Harley up there will do all the work.
Right, hook is in my hand, hook is out the door. And clear to winch, winching out. 3, 2, 1, and hold.
Alyce is finally on her way home.
So the thumbs up, clear to winch. You are clear to winch. And just taking up the slack. Move right 3. 2.
There's only a tiny gap in the trees. This lift needs to be spot on and timed to perfection.
Just letting them rotate. Let it gap. Position is good. Move forward 1. And hold. Position is good. And they're just coming up past the canopy. 5 below. 3, 2, 1. And they're in the skids. Coming in the door.
There's a time when you bring the survivor aboard the helicopter and there's almost a visible exhale. That's the point where I feel the reward for what we do, and because it's that point where they know they're going to get home.
SES Rescue 1, thanks for your help, last over 23 up.
Nice work, boys.
Decimal heli base, what have you got for us? Voyager of the Sea, now has a heli deck, okay?
An SOS emergency call has come in from a cruise liner, Voyager of the Seas, 80 nautical miles out from shore.
Heli deck on the bow of the vessel there, otherwise looks all clear of superstructure.
The helicopter can land on deck, but it can't switch off in case there's a problem starting up again.
We'll be turning and burning, so fuel-wise we'll just have enough for half an hour on deck.
We'll make it as quick as we can for you, Halsey.
Let's go. Let's do it. Okay.
The patient is 68-year-old Diane. Diane and husband Gary were enjoying a Pacific Island cruise when Diane tripped and fell down a staircase.
Sounds like she's fractured her femur, so we're going to go out there and try and land on the ship. But we'll have to obviously have a contingency plan. If we can't land on, we'll have to winch on.
Fuel management is a critical part of the plan. A full tank will get them there and back, just.
It's a big ship, but it's a big ocean as well, so it's our job to be absolutely precise with our navigation, otherwise we'll miss the ship.
And that will mean they could run out of fuel. On deep ocean rescue missions like this, the Australian Maritime Safety Authority sends a top cover plane to assist with the search.
Being 150 kilometres out to sea, there's certain risks and exposure that comes with that, and AMSAR provides that level of protection to us in case something goes wrong.
The search and rescue plane records the operation.
Got any visual? Yeah, got any visual. This area is at 10 o'clock.
They've found the ship, but can pilot Tom get them down safely?
The ship's actually motoring at sea. You've got pitch and roll of the ocean, and you've got a small heli deck, and he's got to land that helicopter on that spot.
The Voyager of the Seas is one of the largest tourist cruise ships in the world.
Everyone's out watching. Right, you're clear to approach, mate.
Pilot Tom guides the helicopter in.
Still continuing in, good visual. Got a parachute crew coming, good visual still. Do a 60% more. 80% now, 75. Not truly committed. Going up to the eye line.
Landing on a pitching, rolling helipad smaller than a tennis court requires pinpoint accuracy.
Oh, clear, my side clear down. Continuing. Let's go move forward slowly. Hi, Gemma. That looks good. And down we go. Wheel shock, we clear out. On lower. Clear central line. Clear out.
From here on in, it's a turn and burn operation. The helicopter cannot risk shutting down in case a mechanical failure prevents it starting up again.
It's a time-critical job. We've got limited fuel and limited range, so we've got to have to be quick.
80 nautical miles out to sea, the Westpac Lifesaver Rescue helicopter crew is on a time-critical mission to rescue 68-year-old Diane. She's suffering from a suspected broken femur. The helicopter has 28 minutes of onboard fuel remaining.
If this was a land-based job, we'd be on the ground for more than an hour. I've got half that time, so we're definitely under the pump.
The ship's medical staff guides Dr. Richard and paramedic Rolly to the patient.
Hello. So I got them on a scoop. Hi.
The medical crew have done an excellent job. They have packaged this patient really well. They give me an excellent handover with all the notes.
How you feeling? You okay?
Normally, I would put a nerve block in and make the leg go numb, but I can't do that today.
And that's because they only have 24 minutes of onboard fuel remaining.
We're just going to have to give us some pain relief through the drip and get it back onto the helicopter as quickly as possible.
The femur is the largest bone in the body, and Diane smashed hers right where it connects to the hip joint.
Going to put some hearing protection on you, okay?
The best place for it is a mainland hospital.
A lot of people actually die from a fractured femur, so it can be catastrophic for elderly people.
The challenge now is to get Diane safely on board the helicopter before fuel levels become critical.
Lift her up. Now stretch it.
She needs to go, and she needs to go soon. Got to get her to a hospital that's got an orthopaedic surgeon, otherwise she won't be able to walk again.
Thank you. They're on their way now. That's clear.
It's going to be a hot load, so we've got to be really careful and cautious around the aircraft because the rotors are moving.
Moving a patient on a pitching and rolling ship can be inherently dangerous.
And the noise from the engines makes the rescue even more challenging.
We can't communicate with the ship's crew because no one can hear anything, so it's all hand signals.
As soon as Diane is safely on the helipad, Rolly moves the ship's crew away from the spinning rotors. With 11 minutes of fuel remaining, Dr. Richard, Rolly, and the ship's steward get Diane on board. job done.
That was 4-6 off the deck, so we were 19 minutes from landing to taking off. Very good.
Pre-planned it really well. Patient is stable and she's happy to be moving towards the hospital to get that hip fixed.
Hobart, Tasmania.
Okay, we're going to Bruny Island. There's a township called Adventure Bay.
And the Westpac rescue helicopter crew has been tasked with a night mission. Early reports suggest a young man has accidentally set himself on fire.
This gentleman has tried to light a fire.
We'll go on call until midnight.
Using accelerant.
And then off.
It has exploded in his face.
The patient is 17-year-old Lincoln. He was visiting Bruny Island on a weekend away with mates when he tried to light a bonfire using a bucket of petrol. Bruny Island, Tasmania. And 17-year-old Lincoln has accidentally set himself on fire. The Westpac rescue helicopter is on its way.
So I'm drawing up some ketamine, morphine, some Medaz. Time is not on my side.
Paramedic Andy, who is also an SES volunteer, knows burns are amongst the most painful injuries possible.
Aggressive pain management is really important for a patient with burns because the psychological injuries can remain with them for years. So easing their pain can also minimise the post-traumatic stress.
Target inside.
Pilot Yas prepares for the landing.
And check for wires and everything's fine. Then we'll start descending.
The parkland is surrounded by tall trees and power lines. If Lincoln is badly burnt, the pain medication Andy's prepared will be vital.
His face is all quite seamed. He's got eyebrows, eyelashes, hair.
Yep.
He's got quite a large big burn from here.
Yep.
A local nurse briefs Andy on the situation.
I'll come round with you.
Yeah, this bird's swelling
Is it?
I'm particularly worried about any inhalation burns he might have where the inside of his mouth and airways have been exposed to hot flames. The swelling after this type of trauma isn't always immediate.
G'day, mate. How you going? Hey, Lincoln. Mate, my name's Andy.
Lincoln's face, arms and legs have been treated with an antimicrobial burn gel.
Squeeze.
Paramedic Andy examines his skin for blistering.
Is it this shirt that you're wearing, or have you changed?
I had a jumper on over top of this.
Is it burnt?
No.
No? Righty. Are you allergic to anything? No. Do you want something for the pain?
No, it's all good.
You sure?
Yeah.
I've got the stuff ready.
The indestructibility of youth.
He's not too bad. He's got some superficial facial burns. His voice is getting a little bit croaky, but his face isn't quite as swollen as what I'd expect. So I think the pressure's off a little bit, but we'll still try to promptly get him up.
The medical team transfers Lincoln from the ambulance to the aircraft.
Sorry about the torch cover.
Be safe, Lincoln.
And I've got wires in front, about 50 metres ahead. 15 minutes to the centre, yes? Yeah, that's it.
Are you still comfortable with Johnson's pain relief?
Yeah, no, I'm on fine.
Do you want to sit up, mate?
Huh? Yeah.
Lincoln's burns are not life-threatening. His injuries will heal over time. But tonight's accident was a close call.
Last thing I remember is just flames in my face, and I was done the drop rock and roll because it felt like my face was melting. So yeah, that's about it.
Even after 11 years of paramedic work, I still get a huge sense of satisfaction helping people when they're at their most vulnerable. That and I seriously love night flying.
You guys, you get the wind out and everything, it is a stunner.
These things are definitely express, aren't they?
Yeah, they're not slow.